I'm standing in line to get a shake, and this guy there that I've never seen at the gym, he's got like these random tattoos all over. And he had this one right behind his ear, bro. I swear to God, it was a dollar sign right behind his ear. And I said to him, why'd you get a dollar sign tattoo behind your ear? And he's like, yeah, it was one of those nights where I was really fucked up, and I just thought it was going to be cool. And I told him, I was like, I thought you were a magician. I thought you were like, there's a quarter right behind your ear.
Yeah.
He didn't think it was very funny, but
We've been waiting for a long time. Yes, we've been waiting for a long, long time.
all right, we're getting started. Muscle talk. We're starting off with me and Big Daddy Bo. How's training coming, man? How you feeling?
Man, feeling real good, strong.
You're the only guy who I know is like during the last 4 weeks of a contest, you feel great.
Yeah, right.
Because I
I
know
don't
Phil's. I told Phil because I know Phil's doing. What's he doing? Texas,
I feel doing Chicago. And
Chicago.
since we on here, I'm gonna go and say it.
All right.
I'm doing Atlanta and Chicago.
What dates are those?
July the 14th and July the 19th or the 20th, I think.
All right. So it's back to back. All right. So which one's first, Chicago or Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Atlanta's first. So
Yeah.
yeah, because I told Phil because he has the last 4 weeks because he's doing Chicago in the 19th. So what that's about? Yeah, it's about a month away. Yeah. So I told him I was like, listen, man, if you want to take time and concentrate on getting ready for the contest, you don't have to do the show. It's no big deal. And he's like, nah, I should be good. I should be good. But I tell that to all you guys. I told that to Dorian. I told that to all the guys that compete. And if you're not feeling up to it, because not that I know what it's like on your level, but I know how it is prepping for a show and you feel like shit. And if
Mhm.
that's the case, you can just come on afterwards. It's not a big deal.
I'm cool, man. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
Phil says the same thing. Phil's wife is supposed to be coming on too, Patty. So
hmm
today, and then Ons is should be on his way. And I don't know if the other two. I haven't heard from the other two if Luke is coming. I know Luke's been working nights, so I don't think he's going to be able to come. But Dorian, haven't heard from him, but he should be. We'll see. Well, whatever crew we get is fine. You know.
hmm
So, what'd you think of what's his name? Um,
Bonek,
yeah,
Bonek, and what's
Bonak,
her? I
Tabani.
thought it was a good show, man. I can't
I know.
say that it wasn't. Didn't nobody see Bonet coming in the way he came in.
Not at all.
He had a good look. I'm talking about like you can tell he took some time off. He had a fresh
Yeah,
look.
he did. He really did. He could tell his waist came down. He was a little smaller than the old Bonac, but it
Yeah,
served him well because his waist came down
yep.
and he looked fresh. Everything was popping. He was shredded. He was his muscles were full. Yeah, do I think he's the Bonac of the Arnold Classic winner Bonac? No, I don't think he's that good, but he's better than he was last year, man. I mean,
Yeah.
at his age, at 42, taking a year off and then coming back and winning that show, that says a lot, especially winning against Tabani, Mike Crizzo. I forgot the other guy's name. Yeah, I forgot the guy another guy who took some time off.
Cecil.
Yeah, something like that. I forgot who his name is. But I don't know what it is with Crizzo. I mean, he's huge, but he doesn't have that pop when he poses like Bonac. I don't know if he was flat, and he doesn't have the polish like Bonac and Tabani. Those guys, Tabani and Bonac came on stage, and they looked fucking good.
Yeah.
You could have made the argument for Tabani for winning, but I thought Bonac deserved the win. But you could have made that argument, especially at night because he came back better. But but I don't know what Crizzo's doing wrong because he's got all the muscle in the world, but he just something's missing. He just
They
doesn't have
said
that
he didn't sleep for 2 days and
really.
yeah. They explained like it was a couple things that was going on with
Because you would think that he would be doing Italy this weekend, but he's skipping Italy. He's not going to be in Italy.
how he doing Portugal.
He's doing Portugal. Is that it?
Yeah.
And because Tabani is doing Italy, and I think he's going to take it because his only
Yeah.
main Big Phil.
What up? What is going on?
Did you get
How
my
you doing,
text?
brother?
Did you get my text, dude?
What up? Huh?
Did you get my text, Phil?
About what?
Oh,
Oh, about the what we talking about?
about Patty's email. I don't know what
Oh,
Patty's email.
Patty's eating. We're gonna. She could just sit and eat. She told me to tell you she's getting ready for her prep. She's dieting.
All right. Well, just let me know when to send the
Yeah.
email.
Yeah. Cool.
So we're just talking about the last show with Bonac and Tabani.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that was good.
yeah, it was really
I
good.
got Bonac shocked. I mean, I knew he was coming in good, but shit, the pictures did him no justice, and he looked really fucking good.
He did. He did. He did.
Yeah.
So did Tabani. I didn't. Whatever he's doing, I mean, he looked crisp and hard, and he had that grainy look to him and those deep, deep cuts. You could have made an argument that he should have beat him, but I think Bonac deserved to win.
Yeah,
But
He'll
we
probably
would.
pull it out this. He may pull it out this weekend coming up. I mean, you know.
Oh, I think he's going to win this weekend. If you look at the lineup, his
Yeah.
yeah,
his only competition is really what's his name?
Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan Diasha, and I think he beats Nathan. I don't see Nathan beating him. Who
Oh,
else is?
definitely. Yeah, he'll beat Nathan. You know, the only sucky part, man, at the end of the day, is like, man, the judge is like, no, not that they'll ever make a decision against it. It just sucks because the guy can't get here. So it's like it's
Yeah,
kind of, you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's tough.
I
yeah. They
wonder
were.
who helping him though. He needs somebody that's over here probably to help him.
Yeah, like I mean, you see Hani, but he needs somebody legitimate like Hani, you know, because with like how he has Evogen, he needs somebody like that got that power to push. I don't think no other
Yeah,
supplement company has that type of, you know.
yeah. Hani made Hadi a partner, right?
Right.
So he can come here on a work visa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if any company is going to do that for Nathan. I don't know any company that's going to do that for any
No, it's a big
athlete.
responsibility. It's a big.
Yeah,
Like that's what you call trust though.
yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? There's trust.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hadi proved himself. I mean, he knows. I don't think Hadi's going to do the work. He's going to make sure he comes, and he's a huge representative of that company. So I think it was a smart move on Hadi.
Yeah.
I think so. But as far as we were just talking about Mike Crizzo and what his issue is, but Bo was
Oh, he
telling
was
me that,
off.
yeah,
He
big
was
time,
off. Yeah.
big time. Bo was telling me that he heard that he couldn't sleep for a few nights. He was sick or something to that effect.
It was a few things that was announced that was going on with him. And also when he did the interview, man, you could see in his eyes like,
He was out of it.
yeah, he didn't look right.
I don't know because he got on stage and like he's big. He just wasn't impressive. He didn't have pop. He didn't have deep striations. He wasn't like that vascular crazy look. And don't get me wrong, like I've never seen Crizzo in the shape of a Bonac or a Tabani, right? In
No.
any show, but this
Well,
one,
the Olympia, I think, was his best look out
yes,
of
I agree.
every competition he had, and I thought he would at least come in that condition.
Agreed.
But I mean, it looked like though he was trying to chase a little bit of size because it looked like he tried to put on more size.
Yeah.
Um, and that's the thing that gets a lot of people. Listen, man, if conditioning with your height is working, stick with that. When you
Yeah.
try
Yeah,
to put on more muscle, sometimes at the end of the day, I think the more size you put on, the harder it is to bring in that conditioning, unless your body's used to the size. You know what I mean? If it makes sense.
Absolutely. I agree. And he has to bring hard rock conditioning because as big as he is, when you put him up against Bonac and Tabani and other elite bodybuilders, you could see what he's lacking. You could see that he's lacking from the hamstrings from behind the lower back, so on and so forth. And
Somebody made a comment and said he has no ass. It's just
yeah, that's been his thing forever. But
I said, oh my goodness.
it's not an ass contest. We're not twerking up there. But no, but you could see like, when Tabani and Bonac did a rear double by and then Crizzo did the rear double by, it was like no comparison. They blew him away. I
Yeah.
thought that the guy who came in fourth, I can't remember his name, I thought he was going to take third. because he wasn't as big as Crizzo, but
Yes. Oh, the one that he left for like 6 years or something.
right.
Yeah. Six, six,
Me personally, I think we were thought he was going to take it because you know what I mean, but I just think it was just the size, the
Yeah.
conditioning, the flow, all that he had.
Yeah.
But
The
with the
shape.
name of Crizzo and the fact that his placing in the Olympia, you know, even though he was off, I think that's what got him. But yeah, he definitely should have took third.
I
yeah,
thought he
his
should
name
have took third.
Sasan.
What happened, Bo?
Sasan.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah.
I forget his name. Where's he from? I don't even where he's from. Somewhere in the Middle East. I don't remember.
Hey,
I
listen, to
don't
be gone for 6 years and come back.
come back like that. I hope
Yeah.
he continues because he's not in the Italy show. It doesn't say that he is, but I really hope he continues because he could. I think he could win a show. To be honest with you, the only in this lineup, the only guys we got is Nathan, Tabani, and that guy Walski,
Oh, the one
Christian.
that did New York.
Oh no, yeah. Oh no, Amarijak is doing it too. Oh,
Yeah,
and
but
that
that one kid from was he from Poland or something?
yes, yeah, he's from
He's
Poland.
he's he's good. He's
Yeah,
good.
he is good. So Amir is the guy that comes in grainy, chiseled,
Yeah.
especially from the back. And then you got that other Italian dude, Andrea Bolzani, but not Andrea Presti. There's like two Andreas from Italy. You got Samir Trudy, Kuba. Uh, Everybody else is, no, those are going to be the big four names. So I think Tabani. I think this is an easy win for Tabani. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
I don't think Nathan has the tools to beat Tabani. Nathan might be bigger, but Tabani's the full package, man. He's a dangerous bodybuilder. He really is.
Gotta watch Nathan though. Nathan
I
got the
oh,
most wins in the IFBB right now.
that's right. Oh, listen, it ain't gonna be a cakewalk. Don't get me wrong. He's gonna be right up there, but I think pose for pose, Tabani takes him. Nathan, I'm not taking anything away from Nathan. I know I had a beef with him last year, but I'm not taking anything away from him as a bodybuilder. As a bodybuilder, he was one of the best. Like you said,
yeah,
he has I don't know, he got 12 or 13 wins, you know, or something to that effect. He has an amazing bodybuilding career. Even if he retires today, it's a great career. But Tabani's he's just too damn good, man. And it's something about these Middle Eastern guys. They don't stop. Like their work ethic is unbelievable. They just don't, and they just whatever. I think that has a lot to do with it personally. I think these guys from the Middle East they have the genetics, don't get me wrong. And then they have this work ethic that's next to none. Like for example, like Hadi for a couple of years didn't know whether he was going to make the Olympia or not. And he trained like he was going to, right?
yeah,
And he trained, but and I remember there was like one year where it was like the week before he finally got the visa, or a
yeah.
few
I got
days
there late.
before. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, and he's still like trained. Like if that doesn't fuck with your head, the idea that you may or may not be there, then your work ethic and your mental stability is just next to none. And I think that's what these Middle Eastern guys have. I think that's just that fucking dedicated.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big J,
what's up, boys?
what's happening,
Hey,
man?
what's up,
You
Big
doing,
Daddy?
brother?
Hey, Phil, what's up, Bo?
We were just talking about how your boy Crizzo took a shit on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like crap. But Bo was saying that he didn't feel good. He was sick. He wasn't sleeping. It was all fucked up.
Yeah, then they said it was hot backstage, it was hot on stage, and
That's what he was
couple more
saying.
things.
Yeah, but
They
it didn't.
said,
It's
Go
hot
ahead,
for
go ahead.
everybody.
What
yeah,
happened?
It's hot for everybody, right?
But that's what I was gonna say. It didn't affect Bonac or Crizzo, or Tabani, or the guy who came in fourth, who I thought should have beat
You
Crizzo.
know what gets me? Why it looks like he struggles when he's posing. Like he was
Yes.
taking really deep. Like
Yeah.
and he did that at the Olympia too. He struggles with posing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing. I don't know what it is about. It was worse when he first turned pro. It's gotten a little better, but you could see he's not 100%. You could see he's not comfortable up there.
No,
You could see he's not comfortable up there. And there was just no pop going on. There was just nothing going on. He was big, but not impressive.
you know what I like though? He knew he took third because before they called his name, he raised his hand.
Oh
He's like,
yeah.
"That's me."
Yeah,
He was ready.
yeah, yeah,
He saw it
yeah.
coming.
Exactly. You like this shirt? Look, one of the guys at work got me this shirt for my birthday in April. I look like an old man, so try to keep up.
Not bad.
Um, so anyway, so okay, before we get into Doug, because I want to talk about Doug for a little bit. You guys think Bonac could break the top 10?
Yeah.
I think he could, but I think he could. It's going to be the bottom end. I think it's going to be this 8, 9, or
If
10.
Bodak could come in, listen, like I told Patty, listen, I put my foot in my mouth. I mean, I said it was going to be the top three. Those are going to be top three, and you know it could go either way. But he downsized a little bit. But this return, because for Tyler, Tyler had to respect it. You got to look at where he was going a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Everything was low, right? He made a big improvement with his conditioning. He downsized a little bit, but that's the Bonac that we have not. I think that was actually better. He was just a little smaller than when he took second at the Arnold to what's his name?
Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah. I mean, Bonac looked crisp. He looked good. His posing was on fire. His routine, forget about it. I mean, I was
Yeah.
going crazy.
Hey, but he
You're
was
watching the
posing
routine.
with confidence, though.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, he was posing with
and I was like
confidence.
watching that. Like I was telling Blue, I was like, man, you know, Blue, I've been prepping for this show, and honestly, you know, I'm in it, but my head is like not really in it. But you know, I mean, either way, I train hard, and I'm going to do well. But I said, man, after I saw Bonac with his 42-year-old ass get up there and just made all the naysayers, everybody was against
That's right. Yeah.
everybody. You know what I
Except
mean?
me.
And
Except
to
me.
watch him emotionally, because he was not expecting to win. He said
No,
he was
no.
not expecting it. So to see that lit a fire underneath my ass that last weekend, man. And I was like, you know what? I was telling Blue, I said, now forget about it. Fuck it. I'm not doing this for fun, and I'm not doing this just for the fucking fans. I was like, I got a whole fucking different attitude now, and I was like, I'm ready. And
Yeah.
then you know he sent me my changes. He said, let's fucking get it done. So
All right, good.
you know, I'm just fired up just to see that, to know that all things are possible as long as your mind. You just got to keep your mind in the game.
Yeah.
You know, because the bodybuilding thing is not easy as you get older. You know, what I mean, it definitely isn't. But when I saw that, that's why I watch these shows, man, almost every weekend, because it just keeps me accountable to say, fuck it. You know what I mean? It makes me want to go there and push myself. So we're coming up on Saturday on 4 weeks. It's like, it's fire. It's just fire.
Good, good. Glad to hear it, man. Yeah, listen, I think a lot of it is genetics, but I think a lot of it is, you know, is your mental state. If you just are tunnel vision, you know, and this is what I have to do. Because to come back after a year, after 42 years old, after a bad year last year, and put everything together greatly. I mean, he downsized. It served him well because he had a smaller waist and he's short.
Yes.
So it's not like you don't see a lot of muscle. He still has a ton of muscle on him. He had great stage presence. Yeah, right. His posing was fantastic. He was confident up there. Um, he was shredded. He was popping. That says a lot of his like intestinal fortitude because most guys would, after a year, especially after 40, it's hard to get back into the swing of things, man. You know, we've seen plenty of bodybuilders that be like, I'll take a year off. And then, you know, they just never come back because they just can't get back into the swing of things, you know? And for him to do that, that's a tremendous feat. So all props to Bonac, but I can't stress enough how good Tabani looked, man. He looked phenomenal. You know, he really did, especially at the night show. The night show, he came back.
Yeah, nice show. He came back really crisp.
He was hard at night.
Hard as nails. Like you could have made an argument for him beating Bonac at night, but I still think Bonac deserved the win. But it was just fun. He was just looked great. And Chrizzo's just got to go back to the drawing board. You know what? Look, I hate to say it, but every once in a while you get these guys, and it's in every bodybuilding generation. And they have all the tools, and for some reason they just can't fucking put it together. And you know, they just kind of just can't. I don't know what it is. I hope Chrizzo's not one of those guys, but I don't think he is. But I don't think we've seen the best of Chrizzo as of yet. I think he's got
you know what they're saying now? They talking about it's time for a new coach.
Yeah, that could very well be. I don't know who coaches him.
I don't know either.
But who's coaching Bonac now? Because I know he changed coaches.
Boss of
Boston.
Outlaws.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
that's
the
it.
same one that's coaching Nathan. Nathan
Yeah.
Diasha
Oh,
had a
really?
son. Yeah,
Yeah, Boss of Outlaws. That's right. That's
he's
right.
good. He's good. I didn't know he was so
Obviously.
tall. I didn't know he was tall and goofy like that when he jumped on the stage. He's a tall dude, but a little goofy.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
he knows his stuff, man. He knows his
Apparently,
stuff.
because Bonac was on, man. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about Doug for a little bit. We had Doug passed away. Doug Fruchey passed away this weekend. And Jay, I don't know if you remember this, but when we were on Muscular Development, we did a show together where we had me, you and I were kind of excluded from this. But we were on the show together, and then we had Danny Broadhurst, that girl Nicole Sullivan, and then we had Doug Fruchey, and all three of those people had bad substance abuse problems, and then attributed to bodybuilding to saving their life because through bodybuilding they were able to use bodybuilding to kick the addiction. And I remember the what we said, and then plus if you go back and watch. If you go back and watch, he was on SoftWhiteUnderbelly, which really increased his social media power because SoftWhiteUnderbelly is this huge YouTube channel podcast. And in both interviews, he talked about how he battled drugs since he was in high school, about how he got arrested for drug use and so on and so forth, how he was basically homeless for some time, that his drugs of choice were cocaine and meth, and I messaged his wife on Instagram. Of course, I said, condolences, my heart goes out to you, so on and so forth. And I said, if you don't mind me asking, because nobody was really sure how he died because he was missing. So I said, if you don't mind me asking, how did he pass? And she just wrote back overdose. So he apparently relapsed. I don't know what pushed him or whatever, or so on and so forth. And we might never know because, who knows if his wife is going to, go public with it. She doesn't have to if she doesn't want to, right? But there are a lot of people in the comment section. I did a video on him, and it got like like a lot of views. It got over 7,000 views. There's a lot of people in the comment section. Most people were being polite. Most people were being nice and whatnot. But a lot of people are just going, "This is steroids and steroid abuse," and it's just like, dude, it wasn't steroid abuse. He clearly had an addiction problem. He said it. He was public about his addiction problem, and the guy obviously relapsed for whatever reason and OD'd it. Now, I talked to Danny because Danny was in that drug scene for a long time too, and he's actually doing that show in Mexico, Jay.
Is he?
Yeah, I think it's this weekend. And that's the show where Doug turned pro in actually.
Right.
And he said it's very difficult to he said it's very difficult to overdose on cocaine and meth. He said so there might be some like fentanyl issue that was in there, which could very well be because that's a huge problem in the country. So I don't know, but did you guys ever have a chance to meet him or compete with him or anything like that?
Yeah, I met him a lot. I competed with him a lot. I mean, he was a loving guy, was always with his wife, and they always traveled together. This guy could do a show and he'll be on his foot all day, on his feet all damn day. He's not resting, feet ain't up, never. He's just out, just living a dream, having fun,
Yeah.
doing shows. But I think I don't know how long ago it was. I think it about I could be wrong. About 6 weeks ago, there was an incident with him DMing a female on social media because he blew up when he moved out there and he's with Charles Glass and doing all these things now. And his wife went out of town for work. This was on social media,
Really?
and he got caught out there, secretly DMing a chick, and it got out. And I think this is what led him back to doing drugs. Um, because I guess they were going to separate. I don't know the full details. I know the wife was leaving him. It was done. She, obviously he hurt her pretty bad, and the sister was like answering stuff on social media, explaining the situation and the whole nine. But here's my thing to it. It's like, okay, he messed up. We all sometimes slip up. We're men. We're not perfect, right?
That's for sure.
But here's the thing, and I was telling Patty this. I said, put me in the situation. And I said, you know, if you know I have a bad background with drugs or whatever the case may be, and you're leaving me or whatever the case may be, and you know I'm going downhill. The wife has to have heard or gotten a heads up that he was going downhill because the breakup and the divorce or whatever. Still, no matter how hurt you are as a woman, I said, would you come at least make sure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I know she would. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a woman, regardless, you know, you could be upset about the situation, but then we're talking about a life and knowing your you know, your background. Just make sure he's okay. And I just think that that wasn't the case, and he just couldn't take much of anything, and you know, he just went down that road. But you're right, that fentanyl thing, everything's getting laced now
Yeah.
with that. And you know, it's sad, but at the end of the day, I think that some kind of help could have been done before this got to this situation.
Yeah. Let me
Well,
let me go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
and well, that's a great valid point, you know. But we don't know, you know.
Right. We're guessing, right? Yeah.
We and not to shift blame on the wife or soon to be ex-wife, because we don't know, you know. There could have been some cries for help, and maybe she was there, but you know, if he was missing for a few days, which apparently was the case. Now I don't know how long he was dead before they found him, you know, or he was out on a bender and just disappeared, was out of touch, and then just took it too far and overdosed. But you know, ultimately, and this was rough, dude, because you know, I genuinely had a soft spot in my heart for Doug. I saw him as a good person, you
Yeah.
know, a good guy, despite whatever happened with this girl on social media and you know, cheating on his wife, you know. But ultimately, dude, this is his fault. You know, this is his doing. He went down that road. You know, we all know our weaknesses and we all have our triggers and we all know what puts us there. But excuse me, but at the end of the day, you know, we're men and we have to be accountable for our own actions. And it's really sad to see, you know, it happen to somebody like him who has overcome so much, um, and still continue to go down that road when, look, he hurt his wife, he was talking to another girl, or whatever the situation may be. He chose that path, and then he chose the path to fall off the wagon, which, you know, it's rough, dude. You know, we all know I've had addiction situations and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you know, these are all our choices.
Yeah.
So not to throw blame on the wife, you know, because I'm
No,
sure,
you're right. You're right.
you know, I mean,
Well, I mean, let's you know, let me just say this. I'm not blaming anybody, right? Here's the thing, though. You know what you're marrying, right? I did, and you know you know, I said this to my wife. I was like, who has a better chance of relapsing? Somebody who was an addict, or somebody who was never an addict?
well, you can't relapse if you were never an addict.
But exactly right. So you know what you're marrying. You know that that's the possibility, right? You know that this could very well be the possibility. It's like I had a friend that I used to work with when I was an electrician who married a stripper, and then he came in working complaining that she was doing coke before he left for work. And I'm like, well, you married a stripper. What'd you fucking expect? You know? So or the mob wives where they marry a guy and then they act shocked when they go to jail. It's like, you know what you were totally doing. So I'm not. I just think. I think that when you. I think both of you are right, to be honest with you. I think men have to take or have to be more accountable. I don't know what it's like to be an addict. I never had an addictive personality in my life. I've tried coke, I've tried ecstasy, I've you know, tried weed, I drank. I mean, but it's like if I never do anything, if I never have a drink for the rest of my life, it wouldn't bother me. Like I just don't have that addiction. So I don't know how it works. He also at the same time was battling, you know, like depression and anxiety and so on and so forth. And it's just all intertwined. So I'm sure, you know, if you're at a delicate state, the slightest thing could push you down. But I mean, I don't know. It just sucks, and it's a rough, without knowing everything, it's just a rough scenario. And listen, my heart goes out to his wife. Nobody deserves that. We don't know everything, but his wife and his mom. But in the interview with SoftWhiteUnderbelly, he said he never knew his father. He said his father left when he was 2. And then he said his mother was married 5 different times.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's not like he had it pretty shitty growing up, And he said that for the 2 years that he knew his father, he thought about him every single day for the rest of his life, which goes to show you how important a dad is in raising a son, And then it doesn't. I know he was very close with his mom and his sister. His sister was from another guy, but it doesn't sound like the mom was so stable either, right? So it looked like he had a really, really, really rough. The odds were stacked against him, put it that way, his entire life, and it just the addiction thing, it never leaves you, from what I understand. You're always an addict. You're just clean and you want to stay that way, but those temptations are always there.
So Ben Affleck did a recent interview. And anybody who's suffered through this, I went through a physical dependency once, from an opiate, from painkiller. Was not mentally addicted to it. Could never do it again. It wouldn't bother me. I could never take an opiate again for the rest of my life, and I could care less. But I was physically dependent on it. Okay. And went through the withdrawal symptoms. Okay. And one thing Ben Affleck said about coming through addiction is what you do remember is the suffering you go through to get off, to get clean, right? And it's so bad that there is nothing that would bring me down low enough that I would want to go through that again.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
that is the pain and the constant reminder of what you went through should be enough for most people anyway to say, oh, I never want to fucking go through that again. Doug had his demons, and I'm sure he struggled with stuff just like you were saying, John, like father issues and mother issues. And, we all have a rough shake, but we don't know what he went through every day. But
yeah.
what we do know is he did have a wife, and like what Bo and Phil were saying, they were always together, and he had a great support team.
From the outside looking in, it definitely seemed that way.
From what we saw, right?
From the outside looking in, it seemed like he was very happy in his wife. He was happy with his wife, with his life. The times we had him on, the times I had him on my old channel.
I loved him. I thought he was a great guy,
Yeah.
And that's the thing, though. Like, when you got a great support team, he had to have been sneaking doing it.
But yeah.
Because if you got a great support team, you my guy. Jay my guy. Or Phil my guy. Somebody gonna speak up, hey man.
Yeah.
Let me help you.
But we don't know what kind. From the outside looking in, he had a good support team, but he may have not. Instagram pictures look great, but I think there was a study done that said that the majority of couples that put happy pictures on Instagram are really unhappy.
Oh, that's 100%. I mean, I see a lot of that. But
so you don't.
But like Jay said, listen, we're all accountable. There's times I didn't have the greatest father. I watch my dad. I mean, he's no longer here. He took his life a long time ago. But I used to watch him as a kid, man. The stuff he did to my mom was unreal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She used to hide underneath tables. I mean, that's how terrified of her life she was. And I always remember, it's kind of funny, me and my older sister, so we were taking karate at the time. So my sister's like, listen, we got to help mom out. So what I'm going to do is, like, when dad comes, like, I'm going to, like, blindside him. Like, this is the plan we putting together, right?
Really?
He ain't do shit, bro. I went in, and he beat the shit out of me and broke my arm. I think I was like 9 or 10 years old.
Yeah, man.
and I'm in the hospital. And it's crazy because back then you just don't snitch. And the people in the hospital knew because he just looks like trouble. My dad is like from the toughest part of Jamaica, the roughest part of
Right, right.
Kingston. And I used to, like I said, I watched him abuse and just all kinds of stuff to my mom. And then I end up growing up being just like him, girlfriends and then being physically abusive and verbal abusive. And I had to find it within myself. I had a good support system, but then at the end of the day, though, I had to find it within myself to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
And I did
Yes.
that. And once I made that change, I swore to myself, I would never, if I ever was blessed to have a great woman in my life, I would never, ever, ever, turn to that person. And, I didn't. It is a battle, though, just dealing with life. We all deal with life, right? So there's times that I get in some dark places, you know what I mean, and think stupid. But you know what I always sit back and say? My kids, my grandkids, I picture myself in a casket and watching everybody that loves me bawling and going through straight torture. It's like, so I had to take myself, I can never do something to myself with all the people I know love me to
Mm-hmm.
sit back and watch that. So I make sure there's ways to deter me, and I got a good support system. But we're going to be alone at certain times
Yeah,
throughout
right,
the
right.
day.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Where that
Yeah.
support system is not going to be there. So as men, we just have to have that strong inner willpower to fight the demons as much as possible. So yeah, we have to have accountability and we have to think about our family, even with choices. Bo, I know you deal with it just as IFBB pro bodybuilders and being known, even on Facebook, the stuff that come at me, I just don't answer it. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? If a female hits me up or whatever, I just don't answer because I know me as a man, if I reply back, it's going to now trigger a conversation and I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Yeah,
You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So
Yeah.
we do have self-control to not do certain things. So yes, we have to be accountable for ourselves. So that's 100%.
I don't have that problem. No, not one girl ever hits me up on Instagram. Zero. Big donut.
Dude, I'm 52 and retired with a wife and two kids, and I still get it.
But yeah, you know what it is? You guys have the notoriety. And listen, I don't care what anybody says. Nothing women are more attractive to is clout. That women love guys with clout that have some type of fame. They all say, oh, they say things like, oh, I just want a good man who's going to be romantic and treat me well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bullshit.
A
Then
lot of women love that man they can protect now.
yeah. And then before you know it, you're screwing Machine Gun Kelly at like at a concert. It's so full of shit.
At the red
And
carpet.
yeah.
At
And
a red carpet event.
like I've heard crazy shit about him. Like he has crazy Machine Gun Kelly has had crazy you know uh gang bangs with I don't know how many girls after a concert and so on and so forth. Whatever. But there's nothing more attractive to a woman than clout and fame and reputation. So when you guys reach the IFBB pro level, especially at the levels you guys were on, you know what I mean? It's not like nobody knew who you were. You guys win shows. You're at the top echelon of the IFBB. Like you know, I'd have what would I win? The Brooklyn Grand Prix? Shit, like 3 people were there. Anyway, just to lighten up the mood, I was in the gym today, right? And it was really weird. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. I'm standing in line to get a shake, right? Because I had off of work today. Today's a holiday. So I'm standing in line to get a shake. And this guy there that I've never seen at the gym, he's got like these random tattoos all over. And he had this one right behind his ear, bro. I swear to God, it was a $ right behind his ear. And I said to him, why'd you get a $ tattoo behind your ear? And he's like, it was one of those nights where I was really fucked up. And, I just thought it was going to be cool. And I told him, I was like, I thought you were a magician. I thought you were like, there's a quarter right behind your ear. Yeah. He didn't think it was very funny, but
no, that wasn't funny. I'm gonna give you one. So Patty came home one night. She was at Patty went to Target and she had some bags in her hand. And she said, "Oh man, this real cute guy. He looks like a Mayweather, And he was helping me with a bag." I said, "Oh, that's it." I said, "Well, just be careful." I said, guys will sit there and want to help you with your bags and got other, try to rob you, whatever." And then she's leaving, and he says, "See you, sweetie." So she comes home, she tells me, right? She said, I still got it. So she tells me the story. I said, well, make sure next time you see this guy, tell him there's no returns.
Yeah,
So if he takes you, he can't bring you back.
Yeah. I think Luke sent a video of where the guy went up to a young kid, like a college, went up to a girl and said, "You're the most beautiful thing," and the boyfriend just laid him out. I think Luke sent that to us, and I wrote back, yeah, if it was my wife, tell the guy he's got a mortgage and a BMW payment that goes with it.
Right.
He's beautiful. Take everything else.
Yeah, really. Yeah, well, girls love doing that shit and let you know. Look, they want to see the reaction you give. You know.
Yeah, I've never been jealous, but she knows that. Never jealous.
I always said, if you could take her from me, then she ain't mine.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
That's the truth. Ain't that the truth, man? All right. This Italy show coming up. Orange, did you look at the? Did I send you the lineup?
No.
I'm trying to find the lineup right now.
I sent it to you on Instagram. I'll send it to you right now, Orange. Okay. Where are you? There you are. Okay. I think there's two big names and four decent names. And I think it's Tabani's show to lose. And I don't think he's losing. I don't think he's coming out of shape.
This is this weekend, right?
Yeah, this weekend. I don't think Tabani comes out of shape, period. I just think
he looked good, dude. I thought
phenomenal.
Going back to the show this weekend, I didn't really have a chance to reply, but yeah, Crizzo definitely didn't hit it right, and the thing with
Bonac.
Oh yeah, William. I don't know if his downsizing was intentional. I just think that he was in great conditioning, probably the best he's been in a long time. Yeah. I think he got lucky that the competition wasn't much better, that Crizzo was off. And Tabani, I don't know, dude. I thought that was really close. I thought that could have really gone either way.
It was 1 point.
Not to try to take anything away from William, but I do think a top 10 finish in the Olympia is possibly a long shot for him.
It's not, you're not wrong. Because look, when he was breaking the top 5 in the Olympia, these young cats were not there.
He doesn't have the look he used to have. He doesn't have like his back looks, not the way it used to. His arms do not look like the volume, the thickness he used to have. Age has gotten to him a little bit, and that's what I see.
Yeah.
But dude, he was obviously he was focused. He did his homework. He came prepared. He brought the best package I thought he was capable of bringing.
Yeah.
I just think that now, age is a factor.
I'm gonna tell you now, somebody slip up in that top 10. The way Bonac conditioning was.
Yeah, I mean, if he can repeat that, dude.
He can push you out of that.
Well, look, do you guys think Akeem could break the top 10?
Yep.
Because I think Bonac could beat Akeem.
See, I think if Akeem comes in Bonac's condition like he just did, that's what he's going to need to do to be in the top 10 again. If not, he'll be down the line.
Because Akeem, I think Bonac could beat Akeem if Akeem comes in the good conditioning for Akeem. He's going to have
got to be great.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Plus, listen, man, when Bonac took second to Brandon Curry in 2019, what was it, 18 or 19? I forget.
Dude, that was a while ago, dude.
Yeah, exactly. There was no Nick Walker there. There was no Derek. There was no Hottie. There was no Sampson. There was no Hunter. There was no Andrew Jack. There was, I'm forgetting guys now too.
Look at the top 10 this year, this previous year that passed by, right?
Yeah.
Bonac could beat Crizzo. He already did it. Even if Crizzo come in a little sharp, I think Bonac will still beat Crizzo.
Okay.
Antonio is going to have some, even though he's great, this is a different lineup. So I think you got to look at the guys that took from because I think from 5th down. Oh, he could be shooken up pretty well, coming this year. And Nick, you forget. I love Nick to death, but like I said, Martin's going to shake some things up too.
There's another guy I forgot about.
To beat Martin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's open for the top 10, depending on who comes in at their very, very best.
Yeah.
The only thing with Nick I'm noticing, which I heard Matt Jensen saying they hired some specialist for stomach control with breathing, whatever. His waist is just getting out of control. Nick's
Oh, he
stomach.
also said he need to bring his legs up a little more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But I don't even think Nick is gonna. I don't even know if he's gonna make the top four. And I'm not saying this disrespectfully. It's gonna be very tough.
It is
But
because,
then
like you
y'all
said,
don't forget, y'all got Big Ramy coming back now.
is he really? He's doing the Olympia this year?
Big Ramy coming back.
Jeez, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think I heard that too. But yeah, I didn't. I forgot about Martin. I forgot about Tonio. Don't forget about Rafael Brandao,
You got Hunter.
Hunter, and if Ramy's it's and there's plenty of shows before the Olympia yet that we haven't. And
Yeah.
there's guys that we forgot about from last year that that we don't remember, and they're gonna come out. If Bonac breaks the top 10, it's gonna be the low end. I think.
Yeah,
Honestly.
no, definitely. I'm not saying
It's going to be the low end. I think the top 10 is up. These guys like Akeem, Bonac, Ramy, in order for them to break the top 10, they're going to have to be spot on because the new blood, the new generation is just too good. Just too good. In my opinion. I mean, Sampson now is working in he is in Oxygen Gym in where is it?
Dubai?
Kuwait.
Kuwait.
Yeah,
So he's not playing around because he knows he's got to come in hard and grainy. And if he comes in hard and grainy, if he comes in Derek Lunsford conditioning or Hottie conditioning, there's no beating Sampson as far as I'm concerned. We have never seen.
Yeah, but if he does not, if he does not, I think it's over. If he does not, they only give you so much chance in the Olympia to get it right with conditioning. Going out to Kuwait is great, but Kuwait they build monsters. His size is not what he needs.
I think
his wife is still coaching him. So hopefully, I'm pulling for Sampson to bring that conditioning because if it does not happen, I think the lights is going to be pretty dim from here on out.
If Sampson bring that conditioning, he can close the door on everybody.
Absolutely. I think the idea of I think the idea of him going to Kuwait is no distractions.
Yeah,
because in Kuwait, when you were at Oxygen Gym and they're helping you train for a big show, you're training, you're eating, you're sleeping. There's nothing else. You don't go out. The most you can do is play video games.
Yeah, no, Sampson seems like he's a grounded guy. I don't know if
that's what I'm saying. Like him going out there now, I don't know if that's going to be a positive though, because he's so connected to his wife and being at home. That's the scary part.
He's a loyal guy. He's committed. I don't know him as somebody who's distracted or
right.
I don't see that. So I don't know how that's going to benefit him.
I agree, but I think when he's going to show and so on and so forth for Hostile, I think maybe it's a possibility that he's thinking to himself, all right, if I just lock it down, I don't my sponsorship for Hostile is my advertising and my sponsorship for Hostile has to wait till after the show. As far as me traveling, then and I just lock it down. I think that's his mindset. I might be wrong, but I think that
could be. But there's usually stipulations in their contracts where I don't travel 6 weeks out from the show or 4. Everybody's different,
right.
Or I can't make appearances unless it's something local. I'm not getting on a plane anywhere closer to 5, 6, 8 weeks out, whatever it may be, to each show, especially the Olympia. And I think Hostile having an athlete like that, where hey, this guy's got a shot,
right?
They would honor that. But who knows? Maybe he just needs something different. Maybe he just needs a change of scenery. Maybe who knows? Maybe his dieting and his lack of conditioning, not that it's lacking, but it needs to be sharper. Maybe it's something where he needs to be focused more. Maybe being there will help him be focused. Maybe his lack of conditioning is from his own doing. I don't know. Maybe he fucks around. Maybe he cheats. Maybe he does. Maybe he
Who knows?
Eats when he's not supposed to eat, or maybe he's not doing his cardio when he's supposed to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all I do know is that if he puts it together, dude, he's
Yeah. It's a tough
And
market.
I think his wife go everywhere he go anyway though.
same thing
But
too.
the
I
way they
think
prep for that last show, she prepped him for the last show now.
That's right. That's right.
Now
Yeah.
look at how he looked
He looked great.
at the last show.
Yeah.
If he look in 5 to 10% better than that,
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
wrap. It's over.
That's all he needs.
You got a Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all he needs.
Yeah.
who's he
He
working
got
with?
his wife.
His wife.
Doing his,
He left Milos, and I
Yeah.
thought he was moving with. I thought he was going to work with.
There's somebody in Kuwait that he's working with.
That's going to train him.
Right.
Yeah,
That's it. But his wife is controlling his diet.
Well, she seems to do a good job because
Yeah,
every time,
she knows
every time she trains him, he comes in great. The last show he did, then he did the show last year. Was it Prague or something? And his wife trained him, and he
What
looked
is her?
phenomenal.
What is her background?
Credentials? I have no idea. I don't know.
I mean, she just might know what he's done with Milos and knows, hey, look, at this point, when we changed this, you started going the other way.
Mhm.
So we'll keep it this. Who knows? Maybe she's just a good eye
Well,
for him.
I think that she was coaching him before Milos.
Yeah.
And then Milos came on board. But yeah, because she knows his body. I just think that's why I can't give Milos, I can't take it away from Milos, because I think that when you have two hands on deck and they interfere with it causes an issue. And I think that could be the case. Probably Milos say do this, and then she'll say, well, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Quentin was making a statement that he had a lot of help and a lot of hands in the basket. You can't have that as a pro. You can't have different vibes coming from different people and different opinions. That's too many people's in the kitchen. You can't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I fully agree. It should be one guy you're listening to, you trust him or her, and that's it. That's who you go with. Because otherwise you're second guessing yourself. You have too many voices in your ear. It's just a mess. And well, we've seen that in other sports. I remember when Oscar De La Hoya hired Emmanuel Stewart, and his father was training him, and they were confrontation backstage, whatever. But yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Milos, look, Milos makes a liar out of me. I said he definitely helps put size on guys. But then when Tabani comes out, and you see the conditioning he's in, and Milos works with him, you're like, wow, he obviously could bring him in condition.
Right.
So, I don't know what happens.
It's an individual. I think it's down to the individual that if you're going to put that, listen, man, cardio sucks.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you straight up. But when you got to come down and you have to tighten it up, which I'm learning, I'm hating every damn bit of it, because I was thinking I'm going to do less cardio, and the shit is just brutal right now. 60 minutes in the morning, 45 minutes at night. It's just brutal. But to bring in that level of conditioning, you got to do it. And trust me, some people, and I'm pretty sure Samson hates it. Because
I'm sure.
Milo said that. Milo stated that, he really hates doing cardio. So I think that's just a big thing. I don't think it's a diet thing. He just got to put the iron down and do that cardio and just nail it in. And I think he's gonna. I believe he's gonna do it, because I think he knows if he do not, that it's pretty much done. I think he's going to do it. So I'm really excited to see what this Olympia is going to turn. I think everybody's going to do their best to bring their very best, because they know the competition this year is not like last year.
Yeah, this year's going to be stacked. And last year was stacked. This year it's even going to be worse. Phil, what show are you doing this year? You're doing Chicago, right?
Chicago and Tampa.
Okay, you're not doing
Tampa's
Texas.
2 weeks. I don't know yet. I mean, listen, right now my game plan is going to win Chicago.
Okay.
Winning Chicago, I'm still going to do Tampa, because I didn't do Tampa last year, and I just love Tim's show. So Tim is the promoter of Chicago, and then I'll do Tampa because it's at home. And like I said, that might be enough for me. I just want to make it to the Olympia one more time, and I feel confident I can do it. I want to make last year not look like a fluke. So Chicago, that's what we're gunning for to win, is Chicago.
Yes, sir. Cool. I will see you there.
All right. So man, Bo is doing Chicago.
Yeah.
Now, Bo, tell us what you're doing. You're doing Chicago and Atlanta, right?
I'm doing Atlanta. Yeah, I'm going to get 2 checks, man.
Now, are you doing 212 or open?
He's gonna keep that a secret.
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I'm doing 212, man.
Oh, all right, good.
But I was thinking about doing an open show this year, though.
There's a show in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's 212 in Atlanta.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right. All right. And what's happening with you, Jay? How's I Prevail Subs going on?
Well, I'm not doing any shows, so that's
Yeah, that's for sure.
I
Yeah.
Prevail is we're doing good. We're doing uh, working on some new things again, and there's been some delays due to manufacturing delays, and dude, it's such a tough industry. You try to you make a plan to do something a certain way, and then things come out of the woodwork, dude, and get hit in all different directions. But then we're growing, we're getting it out there,
Yeah, things are just so
feedback.
expensive now, man. Everything is fucking expensive now.
Insane, bro. It's
Yeah.
insane.
And
What's your best selling product now?
still probably Forge, dude. Forge still kills it, but they
Really?
all, yeah, they all kind of carry their own weight. They all hit a different niche. Like even
Yeah.
Dream, you've tried Dream Chaser, dude.
Yeah.
For a sleep product, dude, that does very well. My
Yeah.
fat burners do great. The test booster does great. My Mission, my pre workout does
That
good.
fat burner is the truth.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I can speak on that for sure.
Right? Yeah, yeah. The aminos and the rehab, my intra does great. My pump pills do great. Um, but the Forge is still. See, the Forge, dude, I could swear by that up and down just because I'm more of a lower stim, non-stim guy now, so and I'm all about blood flow and recovery, and it's got some good key ingredients in it that, dude, your body will always respond well to, you
Right.
know.
Right. All
But
right.
yeah, that does good. But I got a few new things in the works, like for the end of the year.
I always like the Mission, the pre-workout.
Yeah, I have a new pre-workout that I'm working on. I had to
Really?
change the formula a little bit just from some raw ingredient point of view, but dude, this one it'll be a moderate stimulant, but
Uh,
heavy on the focus and heavy on the pump. Good for anybody, but it's fucking maxed out dosed, and really good performance pump pre-workout with some nootropics. So that'll hit well too.
all right, very cool.
And I'm working on some like anti-aging components also. Break up free radicals, help your DNA structure, help your immune system, stuff to really just make you healthier. I'm trying to work on some wellness stuff on the other side too. So in sports supplements, kind of take a dip from in the summer months. People always want to stay healthy, and we'll have some categories in that to help carry it.
Oh, that's
All right.
awesome.
Very
Yeah.
cool, man. Very cool.
Good.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Always much respect, much love. And I will see you guys next time.
Yes, guys, be safe, stay safe.
That's
Yes.
right.
Don't let life take over. You take over life.
Don't be answering messages from chicks on Instagram.
Hold on, I got one right now. Give me a minute.
And look,
All right, guys, take it
hold
easy.
on, and if I may, we're all guys here, and we all have our egos, and but dude, I didn't know Doug was struggling the way he was struggling, and as men, it's hard to see it in other people because everybody puts a smile on,
Right.
but dude, we're all friends here, dude. And if anybody ever needs to talk, I know we're all here for each other.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Y'all know that.
Always good to have some-
Our number's always ringing, man.
Thank you.
I got 2 phones, so y'all need both of them. I'm trying to tell you.
hide that other one, Bo. You know what that one's for.
That's it.
My bad. My bad. Hold on. I
Next
got
time.
one phone.
Let's call that phone. All right, guys, take it easy.
All right, fellas. Later.
All right, cool.
All right, y'all.